Welcome, Nicole.
Thank you, Justin. Great to be here.
I love the background.
I know.
There's a few listeners who will watch this on our YouTube channel. So just for the benefit of the listeners, what can I see behind you?
Well, I'm not at home, Justin. I'm actually in my business. I have an ice cream shop in Portrush, which is a couple of miles west of Portrush,
Right.
and lovely seaside town. So yes, I have some ice cream graffiti art on my walls here, so to cheer the place up.
Yeah, fantastic. And of course, you're having a bit of a tough time, obviously, like everyone else with the lockdown, and your ice cream parlor sadly is closed at the moment.
We are sadly closed. This is the first time in over 100 years you cannot get a Morelli's ice cream on the North Coast. My family have been
Wow.
trading that long, but obviously we have to follow health guidelines, and we're all closed. So yeah, sad, but there you go. Everybody's in the same boat.
So a family business, I didn't know this. So this is
Yeah,
interesting to me. Family business of over 100 years.
that's correct. Yeah,
Wow. Started by who?
my father's Italian, with the name Morelli. My mother is Irish, so we're third generation. My great uncle Peter arrived over here from Italy just before 1911. And married a local girl and came home with an ice cream recipe in his pocket given to him by his father. And he started trading. He started fish and chips, I think was the first business he had.
Yeah.
And then he started making ice cream, and he brought my grandfather over as a young man to help out. And well, the rest is history.
Wow. And do you still have the recipe?
Oh yes, but I couldn't part with that, I'm afraid.
No. Fantastic. Do you have the original recipe? Do you have the bit of paper?
Well, I have a recipe book that belonged to my father, but it hasn't changed that much. Obviously, it's tweaked over the years, to fit in with guidelines and things. But yeah,
sure. That's amazing, fantastic. And then it's been a family thing. This sea swimming.
Well, no, actually, no, I'm the first. I'm the first. They all think I'm quite mad. But my sister now joins me. My sister, Rosanna, she swims with me regularly as well.
Wow.
Took a bit of persuasion, but she's hooked also. So
tell me about the aim of your group, the Menopausal Mermaids.
Well, I didn't start off with a name. I started off, I'd had a few health issues, and November 2017, I had a hip replacement.
Wow.
And was feeling pretty lousy. And a friend and I got together at a kid's birthday party, had a chat, looked out at the sea and thought, God, I would love to start swimming again. I hear it's so good for you. And so we met up on the following Monday. I think we lasted about 2 minutes and squealing and shouting. But we had such a laugh, and we came out, and the buzz you felt was incredible. We went back the next day, and the next day, and the next day, and 5 minutes turned into 15 minutes. And yeah, that was it really. I was talking about it so much to friends, and I managed to persuade a couple of friends to join me. And the next thing you know, you're setting up a Facebook group, and it just kind of grew organically, really. Yeah, wasn't much effort put into it. It just happened.
Wow. Wow. And so when did you start?
November 2018.
Wow. Okay.
So I have been over a year now. So
great.
Yeah, I just love it.
and is this sea swimming without a wetsuit or with a wetsuit?
No wetsuit.
No wetsuit.
No wetsuit. Swimsuit. Obviously swim hats, and most of us wear like swim booties or swim shoes, and some wear gloves.
Right. And this is the Atlantic Ocean?
This is the Atlantic Ocean. Yeah. And our favorite time actually is winter time, because that's when you just get the best adrenaline rush.
Right.
Yeah.
How many of you are there, and how long do you go in for?
Well, our Facebook group has over 200 members now.
Brilliant.
And we have a very busy WhatsApp group as well, with between 60 and 80 members. And before lockdown, we were swimming every single day, no matter what the weather was like, unless of course it was too dangerous to swim. But there's usually between 10 and 15 of us.
Great.
And we're blessed with so many beautiful beaches here in the North Coast. We're so lucky. So some of us have swim in Portrush in the morning, some of us swim in Portrush, and then there's a lovely, like a beautiful sea pool called the Herring Pond. Some of us swim in there as well. So there's so many of us, we can organise different swims at different times. So That's great.
And are you still managing to get out now, or?
Well, we're advised not to swim at the moment. We were swimming really up until a couple of weeks ago, but only two of us. It was like a rota system. 2 would go in at 9 o'clock, then 2 at 9:30.
Right.
But sadly, you know, with lockdown, we've had to knock it
Okay.
on the head a bit. So yeah.
Sure.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Now I do a bit of sea swimming myself.
Right.
And I was supposed to be doing an Ironman this year, and I did one last year, myself and my wife, Kathy. So we live in Mudderford in Christchurch, which is on the south coast. So we are getting in for a reasonable length of time, or I am anyway. But it is darn cold.
Yeah.
I mean, I've got a wetsuit on. I've got a swim wetsuit on, and I may be swimming for 30 minutes to an hour, I suppose, but I'm fine it. I mean, I'm not going in. I mean, I got in, I think, the first time this year about February, but
Well, I think you build up a resistance to it. You do get used to it, and I think that's part of the adrenaline, the buzz you get is that cold, you know, that impact of cold water. And I mean, it's the best anti-inflammatory you're going to find. I have osteoarthritis, and I'm off all painkillers now. You know, I need to swim at least 3-4 times a week. I'm struggling at the minute because I'm not getting in the water as much, but it's just like therapy.
So I came across, Nicole, a guy called Wim Hof. Have you come across him? The Iceman. Mm-hmm. He's the guy who he runs up Kilimanjaro, I think, in a pair of shorts.
Yes.
But he's a massive advocate of this cold water swimming, isn't he? He thinks it's the solution to everything, it seems.
Yeah. And I can't explain what happens, but yeah, it's just, I mean, coming out of the water and your skin is pink and the wind chill is burning your face off, but you feel invincible. I feel so strong, I feel 10 feet tall, you know, and you're ready for the day. It just sets you up completely. But I guess the endorphins are going, and it's just a buzz. And then, of course, there's a social side to it. We have a lovely social side to it, which I'm really missing a lot now at the moment.
I'm sure. So, well, there's a couple of things. I'm really interested in this because I'd love to feel as enthusiastic about the sea swimming that you obviously do. when I look out the window, sometimes I'm like, oh, okay, come on then, you know. But how would someone get someone get involved in this? I mean, are there other groups around the country that have followed your lead?
Well, there's lots of groups. I mean, I think we're the last to sort of form, but there's a couple of swim groups around, and it's a bit of a thing here. It's a bit of a thing anyway at the moment. Open water swimming. But yeah, and then that's the best advice is to find a group that suits you, and join. It's safety in numbers as well, of course, you know. But there's a very successful group in the town, and I was too shy to kind of join them at the time, you know, and so I thought we'll just form our own. But and we don't have, it's not all women. We've got 2 men. We've got 2 mermen as well.
Oh, great! Great. Menopausal men.
Menopausal men. But one guy, Martin Strain, he has formed a fabulous group in Donaghadee called the Donaghadee Chunky Dunkers.
Right.
And they're a fantastic swim group, and they're no wetsuits as well. So Martin and I, we've been in touch a couple of times, and some of their group have swam with us, and we've gone swam with them as well. So yeah, it's lovely. It's so social.
Yeah.
I miss the coffee and cake a lot now after, I must say. It's
I have a feeling that you need to put an old tin bath out the back garden, maybe, and you know, immerse yourself in that daily.
I've been looking at the wheelie bin, going, right, I don't know. A good power hose out, fill it full of ice. Yeah, I know cold shower just doesn't cut it. It's not the same thing at all.
No, I have tried that as well, and I find that quite tough.
Yeah.
So. You mentioned safety. What type of things should people consider?
Well, the weather and what the sea is doing. I guess, and finding a safe place to swim. And, you know, if in doubt, don't go in. There's many times we've turned up and thought, nah, not today. It doesn't look safe today.
Right.
We've had a couple of meetings with the lifeboat and the Coast Guard, and we've had talks from them, which have been really informative. We all wear floats, safety floats.
Yeah. Yeah.
And just, we don't swim on our own. There's at least, well, there was been 2 recently, but we always swim in a group. And even if someone doesn't want to go in for a swim, we will stand and we'll watch. We'll keep an eye. We have whistles as well, so blow the whistle if you get into bother. But thankfully, nobody in our group has had any issues.
Brilliant. And do you go much of a distance, or what?
I'd say we're more of dippers than swimmers.
Right.
Because it's the Atlantic Ocean, and 90% of the time it's quite choppy and quite lots of beautiful waves. So we kind of just frolic about in the waves, and there's lots of chatter, there's lots of carry on, and lots of crack, and lots of what's said in the sea stays in the sea. Those type of conversations. So yeah,
I have a feeling that you need to open up a coffee shop rather than an ice cream shop. I know. Maybe it's
Menopausal coffee shop. I know. Yeah.
Marvelous. So could you give me some stories of other people who've kind of got involved and that you're quite impressed by, that maybe you weren't expecting to get involved in?
Yeah, I think that's the beauty about the group, is that there's women I have met and now firm friends with I would never ever have met under any other sort of circumstances. Our social paths just wouldn't have crossed. We have, just a wide range of ladies, lots of retired ladies, young women too. We've empty nesters. We have women that are grieving, depression, anxiety, angina. Lots of other health issues, arthritis, and high and low blood pressure. So everybody has a reason for wanting to do it.
Right.
And like I say, there's women from backgrounds would never have met until the group, and it's great, and it's a real lifeline for some women. And this is what's so frustrating at the minute, that we can't all hang out and be together. We've got a very busy WhatsApp group, which is great.
Sure.
We keep in touch that way.
Yeah.
So,
maybe you need to do a group Zoom with all sitting in a frozen bath. I don't know, maybe.
Well, it's been done, actually. I unfortunately couldn't take part, but yes, some of our members got together in the bath and had a Zoom chat. So, oh yeah, it's been thought of, I know. Much to husbands and partners' dismay. Yeah.
Amazing. So, well, I suppose you just got to watch the dates hopefully pass by when you feel that you can get back in there.
Yeah. I mean, we some of us meet up for a social distance walk and keep in contact that way, but I do miss it was very social. We had cinema nights and dinners out and lunches, and like I say, after the swim we would always go for coffee and cake afterwards. So it's great.
Yeah. So I've got a feeling that some people might be listening to this and they do live in an area or an environment where this doesn't go on yet.
Yes.
How would you think? What was your advice then to first of all have a go, and then second of all, what's your advice about starting a group themselves?
Well, I mean, try and persuade a friend to go with you. I think that's the most important thing. It's better to have company, because you can't chicken out, and for safety also. That's how I started. It was my friend Maggie Purdy and I. We went in together and we stayed together, and it was great. But it's easy to find. There's lots of Facebook groups. There's the Open Water Swimming group on Facebook, and they give you details of groups that are close by to you. Instagram we have a great group on Instagram as well, and through them I've followed loads of other swimming groups all over the country, all over the UK. Right. So they are very, very easy to find, and there's such a camaraderie between swimmers, because we all must be a little bit left of centre, and there's lots and lots of friendly groups out there. But I would definitely start off with a friend or with someone to keep an eye on you, and invest in the right gear as well. Like, the hooded towels, are great for changing under and getting dressed under, and we have the big dry robes, big cocoon jackets, and I always bring a little bottle of hot water afterwards to warm the feet and hands up and rinse off the sand, and things like that, dude.
Yeah, good top tips there. And for the first time you do this, there must be a little bit of trepidation.
Every time you go into the water, it's like, yeah, I mean, it's this, the nerves still build up. You're entering the water, you're going, what am I doing here? What is going on? And then breathing is good. Just get your breathing under control, and then you plunge under the water and try and stay under. But my advice, don't jump in, just walk in gradually, ease your body into it and splash a bit of water on your face and around your body. And try and stay under even for a couple of minutes. And it takes about 90 seconds, I think, to adjust to the cold. And then from after that, it can be quite euphoric.
Amazing. That's brilliant. So, well, I mean, I just think that anyone who ever visits County Antrim or Portrush must come to your ice cream parlour and must come and have a guest swim, maybe.
Have a dip. I would love that.
With the Menopausal Mermaids, Sorry.
No, that has happened a few times. People have contacted us and said, "Look, can I meet you up for a swim? We're here on holiday," and that's fantastic. That's what we want. We want to spread the word.
So how can people contact you, find out more about this open water swimming, Menopausal Mermaids, or a group local to them? What's your last bits of advice there?
Well, we're on Facebook. We have a Facebook group, and it's open for everybody to contact us. That's how most people get in touch. We have an Instagram page as well, and that's kind of it, really. So
great.
Nice, yeah.
Well, we'll put all those. We'll put some links on our show notes on our website page for retirementcafe.co.uk, where they can just jump to those links and find your Facebook page and and message you if they want to come for a guest swim.
Absolutely.
or maybe just a bit of extra Dutch courage or maybe it's Italian Irish courage they need to
if you're lucky, you might get a hot Irish whiskey afterwards as well, so that would be good. Warm me up.
I was thinking to myself, you take a little flask of something warm, and I was thinking, is it really water? But
I can't give too much away, Justin. I'll be in trouble.
Well, it's been brilliant chatting to you, Nicole, this morning. Thanks so much for taking time out to come into your business. I love the graffiti on the back and finding out a little bit more about 100 years of history there. So I think it's wonderful what you're doing. All power to you, and hopefully it inspires a few other people to take the plunge. Thanks
Justin. Okay, take care. Thank you.
So until next time, this is Justin King helping you feel more informed in your retirement.